Welcome back, everyone, aboard Blurred Force One with your boys Mo and Lottie, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media, and that's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, do us a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, or if you're listening to us on a podcasting platform like Spotify, do us a favor, get out there and give us a 5-star review, or whatever star review you think we deserve. Whatever it is, we really appreciate that, and thanks for joining us today. So, before we get into all of that proper, I got to introduce my good friend Lottie. Lottie, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Nothing much, man. I'm doing well. Actually, just been animating my ass off. I dropped in the last week. I've dropped 3 animations. Even like my fans on Instagram are going like, "Man, you are going in," and I'm just like, I don't know. My mind is just racing, and I'm like, shoot, let me just finish up this animation.
I think you got inspired by that 14-year-old that was doing this. What was his name? Preston Mutonga doing
Yeah.
his thing. I cannot. I'm telling you, every time I think about what he accomplished, I'm like, man, that kid, he's going somewhere. But anyway, that's been your nerdy stuff this week. Any video games or anything else like that?
Oh yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16. Really, actually, in my opinion, probably the best Final Fantasy game in a long time. Some of the OG Final Fantasy fans don't like it because it's like not open world. It's completely like imagine Devil May Cry, but in Final Fantasy world, and I mean legit Devil May Cry 5. So people are like, "Where's? I, I want to see the open world and the long dialogue." No, it's about damn time. Sheesh.
Well, that sounds like a game I'm never gonna play, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. I guess for me, I've been trying to figure out this whole TikTok thing, and that's right. This old man finally got the channel on the TikTok. So if y'all want to check us out over there, it's super underscore not funny underscore show on TikTok. Don't have many videos up. I'm still trying to make my way over there, but it's been, I guess, an interesting experience. And beyond that, just playing some Street Fighter. I can't believe I played Street Fighter ranked for the first time after a month of playing on it, and got to silver ranking, which is ridiculous. So it's good time. So if y'all want to check me out on Street Fighter, come look me up over there. I'm trying to remember what the hell my name is. I think it's Perry D Platypus if you want to play me. So look me up. So anyway, let's talk about what we're really here for, which is superheroes. And this is what a week, Lottie. What a week. We got so much to talk about. Deadpool is just going off. Let me just say that. It's just going off. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Casting announcement, behind the scenes pictures. We're going to get all into that. Also, we got a release date for Harley Quinn season 4. The actors could be going on strike even as we speak. There's a final trailer for Blue Beetle ahead of its release next month in August. And then we're going to talk about big DC news, a lot of casting going on. James Gunn making moves. So, for on the real though, it's huge news this week, and I'm really excited to talk about it. So, Lottie, you ready to get into it, man?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's get it. So, real quick, Harley Quinn's coming back, and I don't know why Max is doing us like this. I didn't know when I was expecting to see it come back, but we got a little poster. And what did you call it, Lottie? What the poster look like?
A penis rocket.
a, a dick rocket, which is so on brand for Harley Quinn. We saw it. It's dropping July 27th, so it's like a couple weeks from now. and we're gonna be enjoying all of all of the Harley Quinn goodness all over our faces and chest. Probably, I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen. So Lottie, dog, I know we love this show. How excited are you for this next season?
It's like I was saying off, off air. Like it just seems like HBO has a very interesting way of handling the marketing of Harley Quinn. They're just like, by the way, Harley Quinn next week. What? It's just like, and here's a penis rocket. What?
You had me. You had. It's like you had me at penis rockets.
And you're just like, oh, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited for it. I'm not here to say I'm not excited for it. It's just one of those things that I'm processing that Harley Quinn is going to be in 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because usually most shows it's like the timeline is already set up, so you're like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this next season to drop. It's just like Harley Quinn next week. What?
Yeah.
Just like it's just funny how Max just handles their shit. You know what I mean? Because this tweet has like 50,000, has already 15,000 likes. By the 26th, that thing will probably be over probably a million.
I would like to think so. To be honest, Harley Quinn is a very specific kind of show, and
You'll be
like
surprised, man.
yeah,
You'll be like, not to cut you off. You'll be surprised. This show is extremely popular. Like it's kind of funny that even my friends who are not really into comic book stuff, they like the Harley Quinn TV show. It's one of those things that just it has garnered enough of attention, and there's enough people like, because there's like tweets, you know how I figured out about the Harley Quinn show? Legit, a post on Instagram. I was like, what? I was watching like a post, like a guy was making a post, and I saw on Instagram, and I'm like, this can't be real. There's no damn way. And it was like, and the guy, I put in the comments, this ain't real. And the guy said, yeah, it is. Harley Quinn. They're already on the season 2. And I was like, what? I started watching. I said, what the fuck? and that video had over like 300K likes.
yeah. Well, man, I believe it's popular. It's just I guess they're like, we're not spending any money to let y'all know about this.
Yeah.
Which at this point they shouldn't have to, because its fan base is pretty well locked in. So,
Oh yeah.
and we know the status quo is different. Harley is. We saw a little bit of it in the Valentine special, but Harley is a good guy, and Ivy is running the the Legion of Doom essentially. So we'll see what's going on there, but I'm very excited, and of course, it goes without saying we are going to be reviewing this show as it drops week to week. So y'all be prepared. Cover your sensitive ears, because we will be talking about dick rockets. So it's just be ready. So
Yeah,
anyway,
that's gonna be definitely a rated R review.
it's gonna be
It's
gonna be a hard R, and not the other kind. That's so. Anyway, we will cover that when it comes out in a couple weeks. Staying on another quick item. We've been talking about the writer's strike, right? Cool, but one thing we hadn't really, aside from a little side swipe of it, is the fact that the Actors Guild, their contracts actually was up at the beginning of this month, and they had an extension, and they're still negotiating. But my understanding is, as of today, this is Wednesday, that we could be seeing an actor strike within the next 24 or 48 hours, which look, I've pretty much written off the fall. I don't know about you, Lottie. I've written off new stuff coming out in the fall, but also we're saying like maybe it could go beyond that. I know we're talking about the actors, but the Writers Guild is still on strike, and we're hearing unconfirmed leaks from people like executives talking about their strategy for dealing with the writers. And Lottie, like, guess what? it's some bullshit. I mean, it makes sense on their part, but it's still some bullshit because supposedly they're willing to wait out the actors until the end of the year. So you're talking about an 8-month strike because they, in their minds, if they wait until the end of the year, a lot of people's mortgages and their rent and their ability to maintain their themselves living in LA or wherever they live kind of goes away. And now they'll be desperate and then they'll want to come to the table. And Lottie, I mean, I have some thoughts about this, and you kind of probably know where they're going. But what do you think about not just the way the Writers Guild is being treated, but also the prospect of a SAG, the SAG-AFTRA, Actors Guild going on strike and basically shutting down Hollywood.
Man, I actually have been keeping up with this a lot more than some people might think. And it seems like Hollywood is almost, it's like they don't care. The executives, it's like they don't give a damn. It's weird that it's like that, but it's what from just what I've just reading the tea leaves. It just seems like they're not interested, and it's even with the actors. They're just like, well, we have some stuff in the background. We'll be fine. I don't know what they have in the background, but if they feel that they do, I don't know, man. It's like you said. I kind of agree with you. I don't expect anything really good coming out in the fall besides movies that we already know, like Aquaman and stuff like that. But it's sad, man.
Yeah, it's look. This is not something I didn't see coming because the studios feel like they're in a powerful position, and to be fair to them, they got all the money, so they can weather the storm a lot better than an individual writer or actor, especially because the vast majority of people who write or act in Hollywood don't make the big bucks. This idea that everyone's making Tom Hanks or Hugh Jackman money. Nah, they're not. Most actors don't get paid that much, and so living in LA is expensive and all that stuff. It is what it is. The kind of cold-blooded analysis of it that, hey, we can afford to wait until the end of the year, and the actors can't, and then they'll come back with a hat in hand, and then they'll do what we say. That's something I kind of anticipated that they would be looking at. I just didn't think that anyone would be dumb enough to actually say it out loud. You don't say the quiet part out loud. You keep that shit to yourself. But, they said what they said. And I think it's just going to double down the writers' resolve to not do this. And the actors are in similar situation. AI and everything is a problem for them also. And their usage of their voices and residuals, all this other stuff is a big deal, especially for your day-to-day actor that doesn't make the big bucks, So I'm not surprised by what's going on. I just think that these executives are fucking stupid. Not because they're doing the right thing in the short term. But I don't think that they see like, oh, so you're gonna go 3 quarters without developing anything new. All you're gonna do is rely on banked product and maybe licensing shit from outside of the country. That's your big strategy. Well, how long before that's a strategy that doesn't make any money? Because we, the consumers, know what the fuck's going on, right? Even average people are starting to know like, oh, Hollywood's gonna be shut down. What about in the fall when people's TV shows don't come back? Because I don't know about you. I watch regular network TV shows, and I know for sure I'm not getting the shit that I normally watch in the fall. And this is going to start to mean something, and it's going to start to mean something for ad revenue when you have to watch reruns of shit you've already seen or reality crap that no one gives a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is I think this idea that they're going to starve out the writers doesn't hold up, even though I know for sure definitely it's going to cause some people to leave the industry because they can't make a living.
And you're going to start seeing, what's another thing you're going to start seeing? and this is the thing that they're not realizing. They're independent. You're gonna start seeing a lot of independent movie companies. They're gonna start making more money. You know,
The idea here is that because they are not, they're not members of the AMPTP, smaller companies can make smaller movies, and there's like, they're in the contract with SAG. There's and the WGA. There's certain size like independent movies aren't necessarily subject to those rules, and maybe you'll start seeing some of these, smaller companies. Maybe they'll make deals. Maybe they'll figure out. I The problem is that
and even that they don't even really. Now, honestly, they don't even really need that YouTube. You know what I
well, I
mean?
mean, it you would think, but see, here's the thing: is you and I and every other consumer, we know the difference between something that's high quality and something that's kind of not. It's YouTube series are great and everything, except that's not where the money and where the views are. They really
Mm-hmm.
they really are going to have to focus on the actors and the writers. If they do stuff like that, it's going to look slapdash, and that is just what it is because they can't afford to pay the rest of the people that run movie sets like that, or maybe they can. I think there's an opportunity here, but as far as big budget things, no, we're dead in the water. Stuff like the MCU can't be made by a small company. It just can't. Stuff, DC stuff, it can't be made while this strike is going on. So, we should anticipate that. But I'm all, as all usual, I'm all for the union and everything. I just hope that they'll be able to hold out because this I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not exaggerating. This whole strike, this conflict, is possibly for the soul of Hollywood, for the future of Hollywood. This is where either reasonable people decide that AI is not, and residuals are gonna be, well, really it's AI, but AI's got to be reined in, or they're gonna say no. We got to make a living, and they're just gonna say screw the writers, and that'll be that. Where I think we're seeing a battle for the future of Hollywood, and if they don't make a right choice in these negotiations, we may be stuck with some bullshit for the coming years. Like, I mean, when I say bullshit, I mean bullshit. Chat GPT, writing the bare bones of a script, and then some human having to make it make sense. And
Yep.
I'm not looking forward to that. So fuck that noise. Writers stay strong. SAG-AFTRA go on strike. Fuck those guys, and make them pay. Anyway, I think that was supposed to be a quick bit. That was not quick at all. So anyway, we'll let you guys know more about the respective strikes when we get some more information. And last bit, this won't be a quick bit, but there was a Blue Beetle trailer that dropped the day before yesterday, and the final trailer because in August, I think mid or late August, the Blue Beetle's coming out. So Lottie, we both got a chance to look at this. This is their final, invitation for us to come see this movie that we were gonna go see any damn way. So what did you think about the trailer?
Oh, it looked good. It's kind of like you said. It reminds me a lot of Spider-Man a little bit, and a little bit of the humor where he goes like, "Oh, I can't jump off. You won't show up. Maybe you have to actually be in danger. Oh, hey, um, hey, remember that arsenal that you've been asking about? I thought you'll never ask."
It's like, hey, alien Siri, can you order me an arsenal? Hey, alien Siri, I'd like to go flying now. It's this personal assistant is it's so weird. Like, I don't know why the assistant like had no personality. Like, because I'm thinking, if you're gonna have Jarvis, have damn Jarvis. Am I right? Just do it.
Yeah,
Like, give him some person. I love Jarvis. Everyone loves Jarvis. I don't love the voice of this particular suit AI.
yeah, I don't.
It's leaves much to be desired.
I don't know why they did that because that feels very 2010.
Yeah, I'm like, man, even Stephen Hawking didn't sound like that when he's using his computer voice. um, there's a lot of stuff we had already seen in this, and then it was like kind of expanded in this one. Um, I've listened to some other people talk about it, and I have to admit, it does feel like they picked a lot of shit from other things we've already seen, and then kind of mixed it all up and said, "Here's a superhero." You said Spider-Man. There's Iron Man. There's so much Iron Man in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I mean, like a lot, down to the whole, the AI suit and the nanotech and all that other shit. But even the bad guy who's just like, hey, I want to have an Iron Man suit. I'm gonna have an Iron Man suit. How you feel about me having an Iron Man suit with you? Let's have a fight. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, I've seen this before. Hopefully, y'all can make this make sense and be more interesting.
That kind of was like, it did feel like Iron Man Warmonger-ish when I was looking at it. I was like, this kind of feels just like Iron Man versus Warmonger again.
Yeah. What's weird about it is I'm like, oh, we're doing that thing where the bad guy has your same powers, and you're just like, you're a mirror. It's a mirror match, right? Sub-Zero versus Sub-Zero, but slightly changed the tint. But they even went to the whole thing of the dude is probably a Spanish speaker. So I'm like, man, so you gotta have a Spanish speaking bad guy too, just to make sure it's all parallel. It's really weird. Which makes it sound like I'm shitting on this trailer. I'm not. The first half was kind of whatever because it was some repetition of stuff, but I have to admit, the end of this trailer is pretty good. Like all of the action and the blasting people with stuff, and he's transforming and all that. I mean, it's really fucking cool. I liked it. It was weird that they had a little, Fast and Furious moment of talking about family. That was kind of weird. And also, Grandma was just like, say hello to my little friend. I swear to God, if she doesn't say that, y'all have missed the opportunity, because, I mean, it's right there. But I don't know. I like it. Look, I'm interested in this movie anyway, so I thought it was quite good. Just the first half of it was like just a retread of shit we'd already seen. But it looks good. Oh, but on the other hand, Lottie, I don't know if you felt this too. I'm not gonna lie, it looked a little cheap though. The movie looks a little cheap.
Yeah, the CGI is
Well, I'm
very.
cool with the CGI. That's the thing, is CGI I'm fine with. Stylize it, do whatever the hell. I'm talking about it looks. It just, there's a look to it that looks like it could have been in the CW Arrowverse.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what it looks like. It looks like a 2010. It looks like a 2010 what a young adult movie. That's what it looks. Am I wrong? Does it not look like? Doesn't it not look like something
Divergent,
that
the
you
Hunger
like, a
Games,
Divergent or Hunger Game, or what is those things? Morris
Mortal
Runner.
Instruments. What is
It it looks like something. What, and there wasn't there one where there was one of a young adult film where a guy had a suit, and it kind of reminded me of that. I was like, okay, this is the first trailer. Maybe the stylization of the suit, because I'm not gonna lie, that ship looks tacky. That ship that they used to like escape, it looks way too. Why'd you make it look like it looks like something you would see in like a uncanny cartoon? You know what I mean? Like, it looks too cartoonish. It's like, I understand you want to be faithful to Blue Beetle, but damn.
Yeah. It just looks a little cheap. And let's be fair, it is cheap because it was supposed to be made for HBO Max, so it did not have a huge budget. And they only, upped the budget because they liked, what it looked like. So that said, I'm quite looking forward to this. So I think the trailer's done a good job. I don't think it's gonna move the needle for too many people, because they're like, who the hell is this? DC, I thought they were done with that. I have a feeling this movie's not going to make that much money, as hard as they push it. So,
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, I don't
No,
see.
it's
I
probably
don't.
it's probably won't. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the thing is they make the best movie they can. If it doesn't resonate, it's not completely on Blue Beetle. And The Flash was a good movie too, and it didn't flop just because it didn't flop because it's bad. It flopped because of other things, and so I think the same's going to happen to Blue Beetle. But I remain optimistic. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll let you guys know what's going on with it when it finally drops next month. Of course, we are going to review it, so stick around for that. So finally, Lottie, this we got to jump into the deep end over here with the Merc with the Mouth because Deadpool 3 is going ham. Wait, do kids still say ham? I don't think they still say ham. They don't say fleek either. What the fuck do they say now? It's lit. Okay, Deadpool 3 is gonna be lit.
I have no idea what they say.
Yeah.
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Yeah, I think lit may be it, but we'll see. Well, guys, let us know. But yeah, Deadpool 3, absolutely nutty news we got in the last week. First of all, very very quick and easy one, or is it? Jennifer Garner is gonna be in Deadpool 3 as Elektra. What? Who saw this? Tell me who predicted anything like this. No, we're like, oh, Hugh Jackman's come out. I mean, we were talking about Channing Tatum and Owen Wilson. I would never have said, oh, Jennifer Garner, but it makes sense because they are a Fox character, and the Daredevil and Elektra movies.
Mm-hmm.
This also could open the door for, Ben Affleck to come back as Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. So, I mean, Lottie, I didn't like either of those movies really, but it is kind of cool, right?
Yeah, only person that was really good in those movies, unfortunately, may his soul rest in peace. That was
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yep, Michael Clark Duncan's Kingpin. Besides that, their one chance of getting people excited, he can't unfortunately be in the movie because he passed away, and it's been like 15 years now at this point. Yeah, he passed away I think in like '08.
Yeah. Wow. Time flies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like these guys coming back, right? Like who knew? Who would have said that?
I just Jennifer.
What?
Jennifer Gardner. It's just to see her as Elektra again when she plays as moms in all of her movies now. It's just
to be fair. I'm gonna be fair to her. Now, mind you, this movie's like 4 or maybe 5 years old. She did a movie called Peppermint that was actually really damn good, where she basically turned Punisher because someone did a drive-by and killed her daughter and her husband, and then Sarah Connors drops off the map and then comes back and is just like ready to kill everybody. She was really good in that. So, but you're right, she is the mom. she's playing moms and everything now. I'm very interested in seeing what's going on here. Look. Does it feel like they're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and like, we'll see what works, right? It's crazy that they're able to make that happen. I don't think that she's going to be in the movie very long. I'm pretty sure this is just a cameo,
Mm-hmm.
But a cameo to do what, you may ask? And it could be that this is more about the multiverse than we thought. Maybe this is a multiverse situation. Which we'll talk about in a little bit. We got to talk about the other thing, which is ketchup and mustard together again, aka Deadpool and Yellow Suit Wolverine, looking like straight up out off of the animated series from the 90s, or I was gonna deep cut it, Marvel versus Capcom. He's got the yellow and blue on it, man. Lottie. This is all I need to see. For this to be a 10 out of 10, this is what I have to see. Drill Claw. if I see okay, then we know what's up. 10 out
You
of
are
10.
going deep. You are going.
Ah!
You activated a memory that I didn't know. When you said drill claw, I got excited. I got it. You gotta, guys. You guys understand. You may not notice about me. I grew up on fighting games, and Marvel vs. Capcom is one of those games I played all the time as a kid. When he said drill claw, it was like flashbacks just ran through me.
Yeah.
Man, that 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 will be amazing. That would be freaking amazing if we get to see Deadpool. Not if we get, it's freaking amazing that Deadpool and Wolverine are in their original suits. Deadpool's always been in his like suit because of Ryan Reynolds, but to see Hugh Jackman in the classic yellow suit that everybody's been begging for all these years.
And it doesn't look fucking stupid. That's even
Yeah,
better.
that's the crazy part. It doesn't, because that's the thing that everybody was saying. Oh, it'll just look stupid. No, it actually looks good.
But it does. It really does look like ketchup and mustard sitting on a table, ready to go on a burger. When somebody said that, I was like, I hate you for making me see that, but I can't unsee it now. We also got, in addition to seeing pictures of Deadpool and Wolverine side by side, best buddies forever, of course. We also saw some pictures of them, throwing down. Deadpool with 2 katanas as usual, and then Wolverine with his claws. And it is actually Hugh Jackman doing the stunt stuff. Pretty dope. Like, I know those pictures are not doing it any justice. When they get it into post production, it's gonna look pretty badass. But you were saying before, like, it's not on the volume. They're not, even though it's Disney, they're not doing it on the volume. They're doing an actual, a scene with physical locations and everything like that. They don't have a ton of green screen out there. Lottie, who's gonna win that?
The fight,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna end up as a tie.
Yeah, probably. Probably,
But
yes.
just to go back to what you were saying, that really, really made me, because man, I feel like one of the things that is just kind of soul crushing about some of these movies is their over reliance on CGI at this point. Because honestly, it's starting to get to the point, man, that I'm really starting to think, is CGI cheaper? Because that's the thing everyone says, well, it's cheaper to do CGI than actually go to a location. Is it though? Some of these movies are starting to, that there's no freaking reason should be 200, 300 million. I mean, let's be honest, there's no way that Indiana Jones should be a $300 million movie. But because of CGI, it is,
Yeah.
shouldn't be. But that's the thing. They kind of need to slow down on that CGI, man, and start going into actual places, and then just use CGI just to touch it up. Don't make CGI the entire movie. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand a movie like Ant-Man or a movie like Guardians of the Galaxy when they're in space. But when you got boots on the ground, you don't need a CGI background. For what? Just go outside.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm happy that when I saw that scene and I saw, oh, they're actually at a junkyard fighting. Nice.
It's interesting that you should mention. That's a good segue. The junkyard in question. You see that picture? This, everyone's asking, what does this all mean? It's all multiversal or something like that. It must be, because again, there's rumors not just of Halle Berry showing up as Storm, potentially James Marsden coming back as Cyclops, maybe Famke Janssen, as Jean Grey. There's a possibility of other cameos, but that also Mobius being there means it could be a multiverse thing, because we know, of course, that he has a traveling device from the second Deadpool. But this one picture that if you can take a look at, shows a lot of rubble and stuff like that, the junkyard, as you say. But notice something very important in that picture. And
Yeah, Yellowstone.
I was like, is this? I was like, surely someone photoshopped that. It looks weird. It looks weird on purpose. That is the 20th Century Fox logo. Not they aren't Lottie. They aren't just going into this, it's a multiverse thing. It could literally be Deadpool kills the Fox Marvel universe. It could, if they're referencing 20th Century Fox and Wolverine's there, that means that his fourth wall breaking has broken into his own actual movie. Deadpool is usually talking to us, right?
Yeah.
But this is a fourth wall break that has turned back into his actual world. This could be something like, at the end of time where we saw in Loki, season 1, or something like that. And the TVA could be involved trying to prune or whatever. This could be huge. I cannot believe they allowed them to make this movie. This is the only movie where this would make any fucking sense. And that no other movie, no other multiverse thing will make any. Can you imagine, not Multiverse of Madness, but can you imagine Kang Dynasty literally referencing our actual reality where we're making the movie Kang Dynasty? It would make no sense. It would fuck up that movie. But in Deadpool, it makes all the sense in the world. So this shit is kind of genius. I'm geeked out for this. I'm ready for this shit to come out. It's a year away from now, and they're doing some crazy stuff. So anyway, we don't have to, before we go into it too much further, we're gonna keep an eye out, keep our ear to the ground for more information about this. I'm sure plenty more is going to come out over the next year. We are going to definitely talk about, speculate, and just kind of nerd out over it. So we'll let you guys know more when we get more information. And so finally, Lottie, it's time for Superman news, dog. Man, James Gunn is. Look, you know I love James Gunn. I think he's great. One of the things I was convinced he was going to stop doing, and he is absolutely not, is being on social media, just dropping tidbits and shit here and there. This man, they're not going to Comic-Con or anything, so they're just like, you know what? We gonna hook y'all up. We gonna let y'all know what's up with the movies. And so, he gave information to Vanity Fair with huge, in my eyes, casting information in the form of, we're getting a Lottie. It's like Oprah's giving out goodies. You get a Hawkman, and you get a Mr. Terrific, you get a Green Lantern, and I cannot fucking believe this, you get Metamorpho. What is happening, dog? This, Lottie, when you talk about, digging in the crates, Metamorpho, Lottie, I feel like if you know who Metamorpho is, it's because you watch DC, Justice League or Justice League Unlimited. Because most people don't know who the hell that is. I cannot believe we're getting Metamorpho. That's, and not only that, we're getting Mr. Terrific, which I don't know, Lottie, are you familiar with Mr. Terrific?
It's been a while since I've heard. It's been a while since I've, heard the name. Let me see, Mr. If I see him, I'll probably know exactly who he is.
I think he was in Justice League Unlimited.
Oh yeah, he looks familiar. Yeah. Yeah.
And we're getting Hawkgirl. So, and we're gonna tell y'all who's gonna be playing these guys, but we're getting Hawkgirl. We just saw Hawkman in Black Adam, and he kicked ass. I loved him so much. But now we're getting a Hawkgirl too. And I know you know her because she was in the very first episode of Justice League.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And she of course, just like Hawkman, kicks ass. And then this was the goat. Well, this is not my favorite Green Lantern, but I mean, this is the Green Lantern you love to hate. Guy Gardner, man. We are getting Guy Gardner with the fucking orange, the ginger bowl cut. I mean, come on. Well, I haven't even talked about who's playing these. We haven't even talked about who's playing these people. But Lottie, I mean, this. I feel like this means a lot. I feel like these characters being revealed means a lot about where Superman Legacy is going and where what's its starting point. You know, we had heard that maybe the Authority was going to be in there. I think that the JSA might be in here with the people we just I just listed. I don't know.
So here's my question: Is so is that Green Lantern going to be the Green Lantern? Or
Nope.
because I know they're doing a Hal Jordan and what's his name, like investigation thing.
Yeah, they're doing that. The Green Hal Jordan and John Stewart, that TV show. Yes, no, he's a Green Lantern, not the Green Lantern. I'm pretty sure John Stewart's going to be the. Well, it depends. James Gunn he may lean more towards Hal Jordan, but we know that that's a Green Lantern. So, I mean, come on, that's. I'm convinced this just does mean that the JSA is probably going to be in existence. Not the Justice League, the Justice Society. Hawkgirl and Metamorpho and Mr. Terrific kind of suggest that. So that means that this DC universe, Clark Kent, Superman, he's not the first hero. It's not even just that. He probably isn't even in the upper echelon of superheroes yet. He's not even in the Justice League. He's not in the Justice Society. He's not any of that. He's an independent superhero, but there are teams already, We also know that Task Force X probably is going to exist and that the Authority is going to exist. This is going to be a fully fleshed out DC universe that we start in. We don't start at like an Iron Man where there was no superheroes and then suddenly there are. No, there's superheroes. We're plopped right in the middle of that world, and we're following Clark Kent, aka Superman, as he tries to figure his way into being a hero in a world full of heroes. And I
mean, that's technically not of course not the original, but like the Justice League / Superman TMH, the animated series, and the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. Superman wasn't, we all, even canonically, Batman was around way before Superman was, and even with that, Superman was even like the newer like Justice League animated movies, like the way they started it off, they're always making it that like the heroes know about each other, and Superman is like the cocky or the I won't say cocky, but the Boy Scout that doesn't want to work with anybody. You know what I mean? Like he does his own little thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting because, in other iterations, and like the MCU did this, of just like, everything's brand new. This is a new landscape. But no, it's not a new landscape. He exists with other heroes. So we don't even have to do origin stories. Like, we're not getting a Superman origin story. We don't have to be like, where'd they come from? Why you didn't show us that? No, they just exist, and we're gonna move forward from there. So this really I'm just more excited. We get these 4 characters that are all interesting in their own right in a Superman story. And so I guess we should talk about who got cast in these. So I'll go with the people I know the least, which is Adi Gathegi, who's going to be Mr. Terrific. But you would have known him from he was Darwin in X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
So among other things, that's what I remember him from. So he's playing Mr. Terrific, and Mr. Terrific, I might add, he's like a Reed Richards. He's like what if Reed Richards were black and had Wakanda technology, essentially. Excuse me. Then we have Anthony Carrigan, he's gonna be Metamorpho. He's known for the TV show Barry, where he plays he's a bad guy in the he's like assassin or whatever like that works with another, like the main character that's an assassin. Has a very interesting look. He could have been Lex Luthor, honestly, but when you look at this guy and like it's kind of perfect. It's kind of a perfect casting for Metamorpho. But we know he's hella talented. And also, as Hawkgirl, this is the one, like, most people are just like, who the hell is that? And I'm here to tell you, if you don't know who Isabella Merced is, you ought to. She doesn't have a huge resume, but she's been in a couple movies that I really liked. One that I will defend to the death as a good movie, and that is Dora the Explorer. I don't give a most people that laugh and be like, ha, this is Dora the Explorer movie, didn't even fucking watch the movie. That movie fucking kicks ass.
Can I be honest?
What's that?
I didn't even know they made a Dora the Explorer
exactly movie. Most people that will be like, oh, she was Dora, didn't even see the movie, and it very much you know what it's part Indiana Jones. I mean, it's Dora the Explorer, so it's more family friendly, but it's also part Uncharted. Like, I'm not kidding. It's part, like, I've seen Uncharted. I've seen that other. It's part Uncharted. It's part Indiana Jones, and it's funny, and she's really good in it as Dora. And she does, she there's some action stuff in there, but also she was in a movie called Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne, where she played an older sister. There's like, she and her two siblings are in foster care, and they're being fostered by Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne. And she's really damn good at that. First of all, that movie's great, but she's really good in it. I'm a big fan of hers. I think she needs to be getting more work. And they were saying like, oh, she's only 5'1", and so she's literally gonna be playing one of the toughest straight up brawlers in the DC universe. How we saw Hawkman going at Black Adam in the previous, in the Black Adam movie, just going at him with a mace and shit like that. That's her thing. And this,
but the thing about it is, isn't Hawkgirl is short. Like, if I remember right, she's not tall. I mean, maybe that's compared to Wonder Woman, but even Wonder Woman, comparing her to like other female heroes, she's short.
Yeah,
But that's what I think of Hawkgirl. I think she's a short woman.
Well, she's of small stature, but she's Thanagarian, so she's actually very, very strong and very tough. Yeah, and I can just see her just like, she goes ham, and I'm so looking forward to it. Nathan Fillion plays Guy Gardner.
Oh, we are actually wrong.
What's that?
No. The official DC height for her is 5'6".
Yeah, so she's much shorter. That's what I'm saying. How we're like, man, I wish we could see Wolverine as like his actual, being short and everything like that. No, we're about to see it. Hawkgirl is Wolverine without claws. Trust. And finally, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. What a fucking great bit of casting. Like for real. He usually plays a nice guy or whatever, but we just recently saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's one of the meat suit guards or whatever, and he's been working with James Gunn for years and years. But Nathan Fillion's, do I have to explain how good he is as an actor? I feel like I don't have to, right? Like, the man, his resume speaks for itself. He's been on a long running police procedural called The Rookie. Like, I think it's in its 6th year or 7th year or something like that. He was in Slither. He was in what's God? I can't say it. Serenity, the movie Serenity, but Firefly, the TV show. He's just he was in a show called Castle for a long time. The man can act, and he's gonna be Guy Gardner, and he's going to be playing one of the biggest douchebag superheroes you've ever seen. He's with the punchable face, like Guy Gardner. He's just a dick, but he's also a hero. Lottie, okay, I've been talking a lot. You hear all these people. I mean, who are you familiar with, and who are you excited to see take on these roles?
I know all the actors. I know all the actors and actresses, but like a lot of the heroes, I honestly, besides Mr. Terrific, and of course Hawkgirl, of course, I'm a massive fan of Hawkgirl, especially the character development she had. I mean, literally Vegeta. uh,
Does she go
I'm,
Ultra Instinct? That's my only question.
but yeah, I'm interested in seeing how this goes because I'm happy that they're adding Hawkgirl. That was one of the things that kind of scared me. That was like, are they gonna ever add Hawkgirl? Like I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, is Hawkgirl ever gonna be added to the Justice League, or is she gonna be the forgotten one of the seven, the one character that? But- Because I was like, are they gonna officially replace her with what's that guy's name? Cyborg. Because Cyborg is like a new member. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
original seven was, Superman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, and Hawkgirl. That was the original seven. So I'm happy to see that. James Gunn is like, hey, I'm surprised he didn't try to hire his wife. But when I think of
Well, she's in
Hawkgirl,
it.
when I think of Hawkgirl, I think of an Hispanic woman.
Yeah. Well, I think this all suggests something very important that people aren't really talking about. And I think that maybe at least us nerds that think about these things should be looking at this as an indication of what's going on, which is this man is deep cutting. Like there, think about this. Think about what we've seen from DC so far. Was there ever the only time we ever saw deep cut characters was Snyder cut. That's it.
Mhm.
They've been dealing with the surface level characters, which is nothing wrong with that. They're the ones that everyone knows. But the most deep cut was Aquaman, right? And so no, we're getting when I'm telling you Metamorpho, I could not have, I would never have put any money on that at all. That Metamorpho would be a character that we were talking about that's going to be in live action. Didn't even occur to me. And now that's a reality.
Mhm.
Sure, Green Lantern, but I didn't think Guy Gardner because he's kind of an asshole, right?
I agree with you.
Hawkgirl, I literally no thought in my mind whatsoever about that. And Mr. Terrific, I was like, no one's gonna do Mr. Terrific because he doesn't have super flashy powers or anything like that. But I forgot James Gunn's too smart. That's our T'Challa, man. That's our T'Challa for the DC universe.
Mhm.
So I'm telling you, he's playing 3D chess right now, and we're seeing opening moves. We're seeing the opening moves, but 10 steps down the line, he's already doing some other stuff. And it's not just him. Obviously, he's got his group of writers and everything. They're figuring this stuff out. And I swear, if they can make those 4 characters work in live action, we're good. We're good. If those 4 characters can work in Superman Legacy, we only have to worry about the DC universe. They got it. They got it under control. Because, I mean, honestly, that's the way the MCU worked. They brought some characters that people didn't really fucking know, and they made you know them, right? And who was responsible for doing that in a major way in the MCU was James Gunn. No one knew the Guardians. No one knew who they were. I'm one of the few people that knew who the hell they were before I saw that movie. No one knew them, and now everyone knows them. So I'm just saying, I'm ready. I'm excited. I that I'm sorry, y'all call me, just a stand for James Gunn, but I mean, has he done anything not to deserve that? Like, I have all the trust in him right now.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I could blame.
I could keep going on. I'm gonna stop. So
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I will not disagree with you, man. Yeah.
yeah, we're in for a good time, and I suspect we're gonna be getting these little bits of information a lot over the next 6 to 8 months. So leading up to the filming of Superman Legacy, and we're gonna let you guys know all about them. So that's all of our news for today. But maybe we missed something. Maybe you disagreed, agreed, or just had something nice to say. Whatever it is, get out into the comment section, leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. Helps with the algorithm so that more people can see this channel and see these videos. And of course, I can't do this all by myself. Need my good friend Lottie to help me out with all of this superhero information. So Lottie, where can they reach you on social media?
Oh yeah, you could always find me on my Instagram, which is Anukinihun. Again, it's Anukinihun, ANUKINIHUN. Again, it's ANUKINIHUN. And of course, my YouTube channel, which is Kinihun25. I'm getting really close to 1,000 followers on Instagram. Never thought that there would be 1,000 people interested in seeing what I do. You know, on the side. It's kind of surreal. I know there's a lot of people on Instagram that got over 1,000 followers, but it's just different when you're doing it based off of like your actual work, and not just clout. You know what I mean? And it's really kind of surreal that I'm going to have 1,000 people caring about what I do. It's crazy.
All right. First of all, that's awesome. And second, you guys go over there and help him get over the top there and show some love. All right, all you good God. Excuse me, one second. Don't know why a frog decided to just be in my throat at the last minute, but all right. Well, all right, 1, 2, 3. All right, everybody. This has been the 109th episode of the Supercast. Thanks for coming and joining us to talk about all things superhero. And be ready next week. We're going to be going back to our Secret Invasion reviews, and we're going to talk about the next episode of My Adventures with Superman. So come check that out. Until then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Lottie. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.